audience. The first one I did was a few days ago on ZTV with Subhash Chandra, and I didn't do a very good job of it, I think. So excuse me if I don't do, even on this occasion I don't do a good job. And the other thing is I get a bit emotional when I'm talking about what I do. I think we are a community, and we're all interrelated. I'm just going to give you all an example. I live in Panchsheel Park, and I have chilled water for the last 4 years outside my house. And I also have, and I've made it very pleasant for the poor people because beyond my house, it enters into a slum area. So I have a sculpture made over there out of industrial waste for poor people to sit down. And I also have an aquarium. So because poor people don't have an occasion for all this, to see all these and appreciate all this. And a lot of them come with their families in the evening and or whenever they get time, and I offer them lassi or I offer them cucumber. My house is open 24/7. It's not locked. It's not locked. The front gate is not locked. The door is not locked. 24/7. Occasionally, I have an alcoholic man whom I got to know now, who comes and sleeps in my garage. My house has never been stolen. None of the things I have outside have ever been vandalized. Occasionally, kids have pulled a wire here or a wire there, but none has been stolen. It has scrap value. If somebody really wants to do it. And just beyond me is a park. Perhaps some of you all, if you all are visiting the area, might have walked into that park. And a few months ago, the whole park was installed with all the latest light fitting. Each and every one of those light fittings have been either stolen or vandalized. I have people now come and asking me, how come, not many people, but few people have asked me, sir, you have all these things outside. Hasn't anybody broken them or vandalized them? I said, no, no. So he said, why? I said, I don't know, you think about it and you answer the question. When I first installed my cooler, I had a lot of opposition, even from my own family, saying it will encourage thieves, it will encourage all kinds of people. One, I said, even thieves and murderers need water. And why will a thief come and drink water from you and come and steal from your house? And anyway, it went on, and from there, after installing my cooler, I realized a lot of watchmen started coming to my house, and watchmen from the local area. So I asked them, why are you coming here? Why can't you get water from your own house? They said, no, Malik pani nahi deta. I said, what? He said, nahi sir, pani hum leke aana padta. And then I realized what the affluent do to their own staff. What does it take for somebody to give water to a watchman? So from there I realized a lot of poor people on the street must be having difficulty. Imagine a sweeper on the street. Where can she get her water on a hot summer day? Have any one of us thought about it? The vegetable man or the kabadiwala who comes, where can he get water from? I grew up in the south. I'm from the south, and when I was growing up, people could come at your gate and ask for water and give. Those days have gone now. So it's from here that the matka evolved from here, because I cannot put coolers everywhere because I need water, I need permanent supply of water, I need electricity. So this two Sardarjis actually gave me the idea. These two Sardarjis I used to work with in Chandni Chowk. Big people who are in the humanity business in a very big way. They said, why don't you put matkas? So my matka idea came from them, and then I started installing matkas everywhere. Without realizing where I'm going to get water. And I couldn't get water from anywhere. You can't get water easily. And I can't just take water from my house all the time. Because at that time, Panchsheel also had a scarcity of water. So, anyway, most people whom I approached declined giving me water except for 2 schools and 1 gentleman in Panchsheel Park. Uh, all of them give me borewell water. So all my matkas have borewell water. There's nothing wrong with borewell water. Perhaps it's not, and the people who use my matkas are used to drinking borewell water. Um, and that's, so, and from matkas, I went into cycle pumps. The idea of cycle pumps came when I was in Copenhagen. And then most of the cycle shops in Copenhagen leave a supply of air, through the night. So you can go and fill up air at any time, because Denmark is a big cycling community over there. So the idea came from there. Although that was compressed air, then I used the actual mechanical pumps over here for my purpose. And then the idea of bells came. A lot of these poor people don't have bells because each bell costs 80 or 90 rupees if you buy it retail in a cycle shop. And I don't know. According to research, it shows the maximum amount of accidents is between cyclists and pedestrians. So I left it. So I thought at least the cycle bell will give them just another chance of survival. Not definitely avoid an accident, but it might to some extent avoid an accident. So now I install cycle bells. I have programs where I install about 100 cycle bells at a time. I don't know what else to say really. I have said most of what I can say.
So who funded?
It's all self-funded.
So that's the more important part.
Yeah.
There's no NGO, there's nothing. He does it on his own.
Incidentally, before I did this, the van which does the matkas, I used to do cremations in that van, because I worked in a terminal cancer center called Shanti Avedna Sadan, and where I saw a lot of dead, and we used to call ambulances in, and it's from there I decided that why not get my own cremation van and cremate. So I was cremating for Shanti Avedna and for people outside. I was cremating specifically for the poor, and in Sarai Kalekan, which costs only 500 rupees. It's a flat fee of 500 rupees.
So open to anyone. If any questions, we'll be happy to answer.
Why not, sir? Yeah. I have my van outside. Anybody's welcome to have a look at it. In fact, I'm serving lassi from that van today.
And cucumber.
And cucumber. But the glasses he's given me are such large glasses, I'm not sure I can fulfill everyone's need.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Most of us, we get so busy with our lives, dealing with cities that we do.
Mhm.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
How did your family and friends and neighbors take to your philanthropy or your outreach?
My mother-in-law, whose house I live in, she's 84 now, but going back about 10 or 15 years, right from the beginning, she was very giving. She's never till today said no to me. I mean, although she's aged now. I had perhaps a lot of resistance from my wife, but she grew into it over time. I think like anything, we are afraid of something new. So you have to and I'm quite determined in whenever I want to do something. So it took me some firm stand for some time, but in the end she began to see. But now because my boundaries keep changing all the time. It's not like matkas today. She doesn't know what's coming next. So that's her problem.
What about the cops? Do they object?
No, in fact, the police helped me a lot. My main matka stand is in Chirag, Delhi, and the police booth over there has helped me a lot. And the police booth, In fact, I've refurbished that police booth. It's not that, it's not because of that they are helping me, but I mean, if I can talk about police. I mean, I think they have such a tough job. You know, we all abuse them very easily, but it's a bloody tough job they have. Really, it's, I mean, come to Chirag Delhi, that's just one example. It's impossible. The situation is impossible over there. Right now, you got a whole load of slum dwellers who are just sleeping right around the police booth. How do you deal with this humanity crisis?
So when your vehicles are moving in the city, do they stop them? Because then they'll be in random places all over Delhi.
No. But when I leave this particular area, sometimes they stop me, and I don't really have a problem. If I get into a problem, I say this is he says, "Where's your license?" I say, "I do burials in the morning," and police don't like this word burial. You know, they're afraid of death.
So how do you sustain yourself? How do you raise money? Do you get any support from any organization?
No. Most of my money is from my life's earnings and savings, and I have a pension. I was in London for 32 years, so my pension comes from London. But it makes it sound big, you know, from my ex-colonialist, but it's not a huge pension.
But if I may ask, and if you can tell, how much does an initiative like you cost you on a monthly basis?
Right now, with the cycle bells, I think it costs me, depending how many cycle bells I install a month, because each cycle bell I have now reduced it to 18 rupees a bell. Perhaps around 40,000 rupees, including all my petrol. I have an assistant who works with me also, whom I pay 15,000 rupees, and you know, it's these two Sardarjis who told me when I first started. So he said, I said, "Where am I going to get my water from?" He said, "Why do you think about it? Just get your van and you start. It'll come," he said. You know, and these people feed 2,000 people every day. He's not an NGO, same thing, 2,000 people, and they run a clinic for poor people. And it happened like that. I got the van without even thinking where to get the water from. And you know, he says it'll just come. He said it's the same thing for every man, because if your intention is right, then everything has to fall into place.
And so once we were discussing about expanding this whole idea, so what is that dream?
Yeah, are you open to expanding it? And
Yeah. My idea is I'd like to buy a tanker which is 6,000 liter tanker, and you know, at which stage I would have probably negotiated with Jalbor to give me the water, because these two Sardarji brothers, sorry, I keep referring to them because they are my idols, you know. They will give me water. But you know, there's an ongoing cost. If I get a truck like that, there's an ongoing cost of a driver and an assistant along with them. So, that would be an ideal situation for me.
Great, sir. So yeah, that's great. Thank you, sir. Thanks so much. Okay, so what we'll do is now we'll just get on with the movie right away. So it's Impossible. It's based on 2015. Not based. It's actually covering 2015 edition of Al Ultra, and a tiny little bit from 2016 as well. Watch it, and then we can talk about the race and how the documentary was done. All right, so enjoy that.